And on the Treasure Coast, thousands as well turning out bright and early for the 4th of July parade in Sebastian.
News Channel 5's John Shaman checked out those festivities for us today. He's live in Stewart now with more on how that event had people really looking ahead to it on the calendar. Right, John?
That's absolutely right, Shannon. Good afternoon to you and to Michael. We're here for the 18th version of Star-Spangled Stewart. If you look into the distance, you can see people already gathering their spaces along the banks of the St. Lucie River. Fireworks will be shooting off in a couple of hours. It will be a spectacular sight, no question about that. Now, earlier today, I was in Indian River County, where what we saw was a mixture of patriotism and politics.
For a 4th of July parade, you can't beat Sebastian's Freedom Festival. The recently departed Andy Griffith is probably looking down smiling at this Mayberry-esque scene.
We've lived here for 18 years, and this is the highlight of living in Sebastian. This is small town celebrating 4th of July. Love it.
But in between the floats and the bands, it was hard to miss that the primaries are just 40 days away, and the biggest race is for the top cop in the county.
An unofficial gauge of a candidate's support is how many people walk with them during the parade. And if that's any indication, both candidates for sheriff have plenty of backers.
Each candidate's supporters did their part to sway voters on a very hot day. Marchers with former Lieutenant Bill McMullen passed out fans. Sheriff Darrell Lohr's team gave out water. McMullen worked at the sheriff's office for nearly 30 years. He feels the organization is not making the best use of its manpower.
Those resources aren't being used appropriately so that we don't have 24-hour day, 7-day-a-week coverage in every patrol zone of Indian River County.
Sheriff Lohr says deputy schedules are primed for optimal coverage.
We place our manpower when our calls for service are highest, and then we de-escalate when our calls for service are lowest. It's a business approach. It makes sense.
The sheriff did have the advantage of taking 2 trips down the parade route today, as the sheriff
Good to see you.
and as the candidate. Now, the last 12 months has seen its share of highs and lows in the sheriff's office. 2 men broke out of the county jail in the fall, triggering a multi-state manhunt. But last month, the sheriff's office assisted in one of the largest pill mill busts.
But we've had the continuity and we've had the leadership to stand together and continue this journey through this terrible economic times.
I think it's very important that we be proactive to prevent crime instead of reacting to come take a report after you've been burglarized.
Under Florida law, McMullen had to resign to run against his boss. So he'll either become sheriff or have to find a different employment path.
Now, Lohr and McMullen are both Republicans, but all voters in Indian River County will be able to cast their ballots on August 14th because there were no other eligible candidates. All right, back to the fireworks for a second. If you live here on the Treasure Coast, there are a number of fireworks displays. Of course, right here in downtown Stewart, this is Martin County's lone show. If you're in St. Lucie County, you've got the Port St. Lucie Civic Center, where the Freedom Fest is taking place there. You also have Digital Domain Park and the Stars Over St. Lucie event in Fort Pierce at the Marina. In Indian River County, you've got Riverside Park in Vero Beach and Riverview Park in Sebastian. That's the latest from Stewart. John Shaman, WPTV, News Channel 5.